There is a specific year in agricultural history that functions as a before and after dividing line in the story of soil productivity, not because of a single dramatic event but because of the convergence of several post-war agricultural practices that reached widespread adoption simultaneously and whose combined effect on the biological foundation of productive soil was not understood until decades after the damage was already comprehensive. That year is approximately 1950. And what productive farm soil looked like before it, compared to what most garden and agricultural soil looks like today, is not primarily a difference in chemistry. It is a difference in biology. Before we proceed, a quick favor, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Garden Guru, and comment below. IT means a lot. Let's proceed. Before 1950, the underground fungal networks that modern soil science has since identified as the primary biological infrastructure of productive soil were present in healthy, dense, functionally active form on every farm that maintained its yield consistency across decades of continuous cropping. Those networks were not planted, inoculated, or deliberately managed. They were present because the management practices of pre-war agriculture, reduced tillage frequency, crop rotations that included mycorrhizal dependent species, limited synthetic phosphorus input, happen to preserve and support the conditions under which mycorrhizal fungi thrive. The farmers maintaining those networks had no idea the networks existed. The yields those networks supported were attributed to good management, good rotation, and good soil, which were correct attributions at the level of observation, wrong at the level of mechanism. Mycorrhizal fungi colonize the roots of over 90% of crop plant species, extending hyphal threads through the surrounding soil that collectively expand the effective root surface area by up to 700 times. Through this network, colonized plants access phosphorus, zinc, copper, and water from soil volumes that uncolonized roots cannot reach. The exchange is mutualistic. The plant provides the carbon compounds the fungi cannot synthesize, the fungi provide the mineral and water access the root system alone cannot achieve. This partnership evolved over 400 million years and represents the biological foundation on which terrestrial plant life built its capacity to colonize and thrive in mineral-limited soil environments. Post-1950 agricultural practices dismantled this foundation with a thoroughness that no single practice could have achieved alone. Deep tillage shreds the hyphal networks physically, a network built over weeks destroyed in a single tillage pass that must be rebuilt from scratch before colonization can resume providing benefits. Synthetic phosphorus fertilizer at high concentrations suppresses mycorrhizal colonization at the biochemical level. Phosphorus is the primary resource the fungi deliver, and when the plant has abundant soluble phosphorus already available, the carbon cost of maintaining the fungal relationship is no longer metabolically justified and the plant downregulates colonization. Soil fumigation eliminates the fungal population directly and completely, requiring recolonization from surviving spores in the surrounding soil, a process that in conventionally managed soil can take multiple growing seasons to rebuild to functionally significant levels. The yield decline that followed the widespread adoption of these practices was attributed to soil exhaustion, declining organic matter, and resistance development in pest and disease populations, all of which were real contributing factors. What was less visible and less discussed was the systematic loss of the mycorrhizal infrastructure that had been supporting pre-1950 yields without anyone recognizing its contribution. DYNOMYCO granular mycorrhizal fungi inoculant is the intervention that addresses this biological deficit directly. Link is in the description. At 900 propagules per gram, OMRI listed for organic use, the concentrated granular inoculant delivers mycorrhizal fungi directly to the root zone at transplanting or seeding, establishing colonization in new root growth before the plant has committed to the lower efficiency uncolonized development pattern that conventionally managed soil produces. Research outcomes from colonized versus uncolonized plants in phosphorus-limited soils show root mass increases of 40 to 60% and yield improvements of 20 to 40%, not because DYNOMYCO adds nutrients but because it restores the biological infrastructure that makes the nutrients already present in the soil accessible to the plant. Apply it directly to the root ball at transplanting, to the seed furrow at direct seeding, or mixed into the backfill soil of deep prepared planting holes. Avoid placing it in direct contact with high-concentration synthetic phosphorus fertilizer, which suppresses the colonization you are trying to establish. The investment is small. The restoration it produces is the recovery of something that took millions of years to evolve and approximately 30 years of modern agricultural practice to largely destroy. What becomes most interesting when this shift is understood at a systems level is that soil does not actually run out of fertility in the way it is often described. What changes is the efficiency of access. The minerals, moisture, and organic residues are often still present in the soil profile, but without an active fungal network connecting plant roots to those resources, a large portion of that potential remains functionally unreachable. In other words, the limitation is not always what is in the soil, it is whether the soil is still wired to deliver it. And once that idea is clear, the role of modern soil management changes completely. The focus stops being purely about adding more inputs and starts becoming about restoring connectivity within the system. Fertilizers, composts, and organic amendments become far more effective when they are working through an intact biological distribution network rather than sitting in a fragmented, disconnected medium. Over time, the difference between a degraded soil system and a biologically active one is not measured only in yield, but in responsiveness, how quickly plants adapt, how efficiently they grow, and how little intervention is required to maintain performance. At that point, the goal is no longer just feeding plants. It is restoring communication underground so the soil can function as a coordinated living system again. Like this video, subscribe to Garden Guru, and comment below with what your current soil management looks like. Let us know if you are already using mycorrhizal inoculants or starting fresh.